sound daft, but for me today, the most worrying thing, it wasn't the fact that we lost 5-0. It wasn't the result itself. It was just the way that we played. Um, I don't usually like to say this about the team, but I thought the players' attitude just stinked today. We all know that Man City away is going to be a tough game, but I felt like the players just didn't really try, to be honest. I've listened to Sean Dyche's comments after the game, and he said, or maybe in the build-up, the media got into the players' heads saying, because it's always a tough place to come, maybe that affected them. Like, I'm sorry, but you're professional footballers, No Burnley fan will expect you to go Man City and win. Like, that's just unrealistic, but you should just give it a go at least, just try for the badge. And I felt like as soon as that first goal went in from Mahrez today, the players just kind of shrugged their shoulders and thought, oh, well. And for me, that's just unforgivable. Team selection today, I thought was a bit questionable. I'm not going to dig out Peacock Farrell. Obviously, he shouldn't be starting. He's only playing because Port's got that head injury, and he did have a bit of a shaky game. But put it into context, it's his debut in the Premier League, and for the actual goals that went in, I don't think he could have done anything about them. So I'm not going to blame Peacock Farrell today, really. Rodriguez on the wing. I feel like we should have played Gudmundsson and just gone with Wood and Rodriguez up top because that worked so well against Crystal Palace. For me, Ashley Barnes has been a great player for us, but I just think he's past it now. I just feel like he's just said he can just only be an impact player off the bench and that's it. I don't feel like we can't afford to start him in the team at the moment, with the scrap that we're in. Moving forward, look, listen, it's going to be a tough season. It's going to be a scrap to survive. Everton at home next. It's a massive game. But for me, I think it just comes down to recruitment. You cannot go into a Premier League season and only spend £1 million on, we signed Dale Stevens and a third choice goalkeeper from Wolves and expect to compete. Unfortunately, football's all about finance, and the board have really neglected Sean Dyche and the players this summer, because if you've got no players coming in, for as good as the lads have been for us the past few years, they're going to get complacent because no one's going to take the place. So I just pray that we can pick up some form from somewhere, but just lack of goals. 4 goals all season. We're playing 9 games. Man City scored more goals against us today than what we've scored ourselves all season. That sums it up for me. But hey, keep the faith. Up the Clarets.
Where to start on yesterday's game? Expected really. City away, not got a great record there. I think we've got a draw out at last 7 or 8 games, so expected really. More disappointed with the performance they put really in the fight. Nothing there. Game over we by half time at 3-0. Understand we've got a lot of injuries. Port was a big miss yesterday, as I think we all saw. Brownhill in middle. He was a massive miss. I think he's been a tremendous signing of Dyche's that we got from Bristol City. Settled in really well, and I think he's a good addition alongside Westwood. It was a big miss. I think Gudmundsson were a big miss out wide as well. Obviously Brady's still missing. For me though, not much of a miss with Brady. Is it a miss? I can't believe we actually give him a new deal. I probably would have let him go. Due to the fact that we've got not got much out of him. Seems to play more for Ireland than what he does for us. But just disappointed with the overall performance really, that there were no fight there. I know we've had some tough games. We've played Spurs this season at home and give them a bit of give them a fright, and probably should have won the game with the performance we put in. It's just disappointing that we have no consistency with that performance really, which is a bit of a miss. Palace, we got the win last week against Palace. Great 3 points. Weren't a great performance, but we got there and got the win. So yesterday was, a bit of a step back really, when I thought we might take a step forward. I didn't expect us to get anything at City, but I just thought the performance should have been a lot better. As I mentioned previously, I think Port was a big miss. I thought Peacock Farrell did all right. Could he really done anything about the goals? In my opinion, probably not. I think he's really unlucky with the last one. I think the services played a big part there. If you watch it again, I've watched it again this morning. If you watch it again in slow motion, the initial save he made is a top draw save. If that were Port, we'd have all been raving. It were a world class save, coming in at when Jesus were sliding in to finish it, and it's a tremendous save, and then it's just skidded off him and gone in, unfortunately. So it's a bad day at the office for him. Bad day at office for all the team. I'm sure that's what Sean will have been saying in dressing room after. We just got to take it on now to next week. Everton at home. I fancy us next week. I really do. Everton's, they've hit a bit of a brick wall. I think they've not won in 4 or 5, which is I think it's, someone said yesterday, it's a record for Carlo Ancelotti. I think that's the first time he's ever not won in 4 or 5 games in his career. So, they'll be low on confidence, and it's up to us to take advantage. Dinner time game again on BT. Just a shame, it's this crowd, like we said many times, and we're saying every week, it's the crowd that's not playing, not being able to play a part. I think that's what's a massive miss for us this season, especially on night games. Under the lights of the turf. I think that's a big miss. But yeah, we just put yesterday down to a bad day at the office, and onwards and upwards. Have a good weekend, fella Clarets.
Jesus, wet. At least we're consistent. Another 5-0. Comes to something when you're cheering a goal being disallowed just to keep it from being 6. Don't know what it is about that match. I know we don't expect to win. It's all right saying, you don't expect to beat City, but at least put performance in. But there's just some sort of mental block when Burnley go to Man City. We never turn up, never even try. There seems to be no desire. Other teams seem to just go there and at least put a game up. Sorry, put a fight up, but Christ's sake. It's done now, isn't it? Unless we get them in the cup, but at least it's done for another year. Try to get back to what we were last week. Put this behind us. We do write it off as a free hit. We shouldn't, but we do. And